Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues. And with this video, we discuss my thoughts on episode 8 of the anime series Sora, Yori, Tooi Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe. And this was a hysterical episode for me. A few times it got me laughing out loud, and to the point where I had to actually pause the episode because I was just laughing so hard, and I had to wipe my eyes. I knew I was going to miss several lines of dialogue, because the girls are intrepid travelers, really haven't wrapped their minds around the nooks and crannies about being on the open water, being on the bobbing and weaving ship and everything like that. They're getting seasickness because their medication that they took to stave that off has worn off, and it really impacts them all at the same time, And but before that, of course, we pick up with them still staying tried and true, keeping the focus on the video segments they're trying to produce, and it was just absolutely hilarious. When Sharase, she's still, completely nerve-wracked. She still doesn't have that confidence on camera. And there's the one point where she's got the microphone jammed up right into the, cheek of the woman who's talking about the stops they're going to have to take in some seawater and samples, the geology of when they get to Antarctica and everything. And that microphone is, practically in her mouth. And there is Yuzuki off camera with her microphone as an example, pull it away, to Sharase. She has no idea what's going on. And then Mari's consumed with the fact that one of the women paints on her eyebrows or whatever. A completely new concept burgeoning in her mind, and she's plucking at Sharase is that a thing all girls have? And she's the weirdest one with the eyebrows as far as how they're naturally drawn. They're sort of little points, little Vulcan ones, for Star Trek fans. And I love the fact that she's really excited about the idea of they're all trimming their hair because all the men are doing it and everything. It's hard to maintain in on the open sea and everything with the salt water and whatever like that. Makes it very sticky and nappy and stuff. So she wants to give them all haircuts, and they're all not thrilled about that. And so her rousing sort of accolades, her self-promotion is, well, I do my own hair. I did my bangs, and they're all kind of so that's why you look like that. And I was just dying. But of course, when they start to really get impacted by the seasickness and everything, it was really heartening to me, because I'm somebody who, my father, in the line of his career before his passing, he was in a marine archaeology kind of, business. He was the president and founder of. And so I'd been out on a boat a few times. I didn't take to, scuba diving and things like that. I really couldn't figure that out for myself. It made me too nauseous and queasy and everything. Being on the boat, on the other hand, I took to relatively easily. I didn't really get seasickness or anything like that. But there's definitely a thing. It's kind of a similar thing to when you're in a car and you're driving over certain bumps, or you're in a public bus or whatever it is, and as the vehicle turns and shifts, your weight shifts and everything like that. And a lot of it is just a manner of getting yourself ready for that, predicting that, or getting into the groove of bobbing and weaving if you're on a vessel on the water. But I completely understand how it can rub people the wrong way, and they can get really just stomach sick and everything like that. And so all four of our girls, they are completely knocked for a loop. They're vomiting. They don't want to talk about the vomiting in too gross detail, and there's a point where Mari's like, no, you know what? We chose this. This is our right. This is what we chose to do with our lives. And you got Miyake getting up out of bed, and she's like, yes, you're right. And I think it's Sharase's like, where are you going? And she's like, to the bathroom. I gotta go expunge one more time. And eventually they get out on deck. They're trying to get into a sort of pseudo routine, from peeling potatoes in the kitchen to running around on deck, exercising, trying to build up and keep sort of a balance with their stamina and everything, because they're really going to be putting their bodies to the test more than they even have sort of, accounted for themselves once they get to Antarctica. It's insane seeing, they have to sort of try to acclimate to a lot of different things, and it's not the easiest task for them. I mean, they're at one point calling into question, are we even going to have anything to do? Are we going to be able to leave the boat when we get there? And I like after they go out, while the tumultuous waves, the storm that they are impacted by, they go out and they confront this, and they end up getting soaked, and this really builds their excitement and gives them that sort of frequency they need in mind and body to be at one with the boat at that point. Go back to the kitchen, and the cook lady who can nuclear carve up those potatoes, whereas they're, it's taking them all day just to do half a dozen of them, and she's rifling through them. She kind of laughs to herself, oh, just wait till we get to Antarctica, then you're gonna get land sickness. And I just laughed out loud at that, her giddiness about that, oh, don't be proud of yourselves yet. Wait till you get back on land. Now that you got used to this, oh, just wait. And there is something to that. Again, as somebody who's been on a boat, once you get used to the rhythm and the rocking, when you get onto flat land again, there's a part of you that kind of feels ill at ease, okay, why am I not bobbing and weaving? Why am I not anticipating it? Why do I feel like it should be that way and it's not? And I never got sick from it, but it is something that you account for because you have to get yourself mentally ready for it and in a zone. And they all got themselves into the zone, but she's having that one last little, taunting laugh about, oh, just wait till you're back on land, And so I loved their renewed sense of vigor and excitement for this. They confronted this head on, all four of them together. It wasn't like they each individually had to come to this by themselves. They are a collective unit, and they confronted this together, this raging storm and the raging waves and everything, and it got them through the night, and it got them to where they needed to be for that mental readiness. And I loved that. And I even loved, the episode was kind of lacking that undercurrent, as I've referred to it, of drama, of a dramatic sense to all of this, calling back to Shirase's missing mother. And there's that end cap shot. They save something for the end of every episode after the credits. And I believe it's Toto Gin who is out on deck. And she's got a little enclosed thing of flowers, which I kind of just assumed was funerary for Shirase's mother, for the loss of her mother. And on the one hand, they're excited to be going back to Antarctica, but it's also kind of, sort of pseudo-visiting her grave, Shirase's mother's grave. So there is still that weightiness and that depth and that drama. And, it's a really biting drama to go alongside such a fun-loving, vivacious, boisterous, hilarious adventure thus far. I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed this episode, as if you couldn't tell already by the stunning, glamorous review, glowing review. And so I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 8 of Sora, Yori, Tooi Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe, if you've seen it as well. What you enjoyed about it, love it or hate it, anything goes in the comments below. If you didn't happen to enjoy it, I'd love to hear as to why. But it was a spectacular episode once again for me. And so yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. If this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.